Hey everybody, it's Steve with Three Fat Truckers. We're sitting here at the Louisville Match Show 2025. As always, I got three good friends here. We got Mr. Dave. How we doing, Dave?
Oh, I'm not up yet.
Boy.
God.
He's dragging off the side of the sheet of the bed.
In about 10 minutes, my ass will get here. It's coming in a
Slow
little
motion.
slow behind
Well,
me.
it's coming on the train
Slow
later.
motion.
And old Bill, how we doing, Bill?
Oh, I'm in the same.
He's sucking
buses.
buttermilk too, isn't he?
Yeah, slow motion, but we'll get there. It's been a good show.
All right, and Malia, how we doing?
Wow, you didn't even call me the girl. Are you mad at me? Like you included
This morning.
you included me in the three friends, not just two,
Reminds
and
me
you
of all
didn't call me the
TikToks
girl.
where the guy walks in the kitchen, smacks his wife, walks by. She yells at him, quit, quit, quit. She walks in there one day, you don't smack her wife. What'd I do wrong? What are you mad at me about?
He gets the smack.
I
He
know.
did the
It's
smack.
like that's the last time I leave you guys sitting around a fire.
A fire.
Last
I lit
night.
that thing, took half the hair off from arm.
I know.
Well, that's what you get for propane fires.
That was-
Well, woof.
Anyways, we're sitting here with Jeremy. I'm gonna get it wrong, and I got it right earlier. Citron
Right on.
from Long Haul Law. How are we doing today?
Doing this great this morning. It's been like a great weekend. I've met some great people. From all over the country, all over from Canada, all over Texas, all over the Midwest. It's just been great. Great people, great questions.
Have you met the Australians just one booth over here?
They're not so great.
Funny.
Funny, but
They are
not so
funny.
great. Not so great. Hard
Are
to
you talking about the chain
understand.
guys, the restraint guys.
Oh, she likes listening to them. You know how the women like that.
I
We
like
have
the
to
Yeah.
put a
restraint
bucket
guys.
under her chair every time.
They're
you
going to
come
be
over and
listening
talk.
to us now
I mean,
and hear me call them the restraint guys.
When I was in high school, I used to try to work on those accents for that specific
Yes,
purpose.
it-
I knew women like the accents. There's no
It
question
works.
about it,
My
right?
God, does it
And
work?
the
Why
name
didn't I think about it?
the name helps. Restraints,
bulldog.
restraint systems.
Yeah.
Southern drawls, I don't think pull as much as
No.
Australian accents, though, right? Like that Georgian, that thing that we've got going on there, just
I
it doesn't work.
I do like the Appalachie.
Yeah, right.
That one's something about that one. I kind
About
of
the Joyzy
no. My mom's from New York City. I grew up with that one.
or the mass holes, the pocket car.
Oh, that's Boston.
Pack the car in the garage.
Car in the garage. Take the dog for a walk in the park.
Well, anyways,
my.
let's get back to the subject here.
Let's get back to
Yeah,
suing
right.
somebody.
Low down on what you do there.
So we've got a law firm that is focused on the issues that surround truckers. Okay, really focused on the smaller businesses, the smaller owner-operators through a product that we've got called a fractional general counsel program. And it's a program that allows business owners, smaller carriers, to be able to utilize legal services without cringing every time they go to the mill and see an attorney's name up in the upper left-hand corner on the return address as like, how much is it going to cost me this month that I didn't budget for last month? Excuse me. There's, methods to pre-plan, to pre-budget, and we work within your budgets. Okay, we act as if we're your attorney working for you as you're part of your corporation, and it's a product that we've designed because there are unique issues that, as y'all can appreciate, for truck drivers,
Yes.
being in multiple states and multiple jurisdictions across different regulations, federal, state regulations, all sorts of things, and from there we are also able to work with truckers on an individual basis with their occupational claims, okay? Those are the claims that are typically initially and immediately denied by the insurance carriers, okay? So when guys get injured out there, especially owner-operators, they're out of work, right? Those trucks aren't moving, they're not making any money,
Right.
okay? And those claims aren't getting paid. We're there to help them out, okay? And there's a reason we're doing this, okay? I've been lawyering, like I say. Like, people are like, I'm an adult. I'm adulting today. I've been lawyering for about 27 years now. Okay? I know,
There's
looking
no
at
adults.
Lawyer,
There's
right?
no adults at this table today. Well,
All right.
Why we hired you? Shut up.
Lucky I'm wearing pants.
He hadn't worn
I
them all
did
week.
get you in pants today.
Lucky I'm wearing
so
'em.
Proud of that. He did not wear pants
So,
yesterday.
so over like a number of years, there's something I totally I get and I've noticed, which is this: truck drivers don't like lawyers. Okay, There's no question about it.
I don't think
and,
any industry
and a lot of
does.
lawyers don't like truck drivers, and I don't really understand that, to be quite honest with you. I mean, they're hardworking people, right? Backbone of a lot of what's going on in this country, moving stuff around, okay? And there are a lot of lawyers that respect truck drivers, don't get me wrong, but a lot of them don't, okay? And I just don't get it, and especially in the way that they approach them. And
I honestly believe it's because most truck drivers are high school educated. It is a good job. You can make a lot of money. The problem is you put all the time, effort, just tons of hours in to make good money doing it, and you neglect everything else in your life to do
Because
it.
it becomes your life.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
becomes
Sure.
your life. So
Yeah.
lawyers and a lot of people, they don't take, truck drivers are not usually big in communities. You know, their wives are usually doing all that, and I think it, but if you want your package the next day, you don't realize what the truck drivers did to make sure that everybody's got it.
Well, I'm going to give you, I'm going to suggest a different view that I think drives a lot of lawyers why they don't have the level of respect that you're talking about for truck drivers. And it has to do with the way that we're trained. Okay, so y'all are trained one way to drive trucks. We're trained in law school like on an adversarial system. We're naturally supposed to get in there and go get it with people.
Right.
And unfortunately for people, I don't think that a lot of lawyers out there, especially young ones that are involved in litigation, which is unfortunately where a lot of truck drivers encounter lawyers for the first time, or not necessarily for the first time, but with the most engaging
Most didn't.
impact for them to make a judgment, is probably in a case where they've been sued, okay,
Yeah.
for some things, for a truck accident, something like that. And these lawyers are coming at them in a very adversarial way. And a lot of people just don't have an understanding that to be adversarial doesn't necessarily mean you need to be adversarial or disrespectful to people. And I just don't think, I think it's unfortunate, I'll be honest with you, that our profession, and I mean the legal profession, doesn't do a better job of training young lawyers on how to do this. And I'm telling you, I'm speaking from experience, I probably was like a bulldog when I was a much younger lawyer. In fact, I know I was, okay? But, you know, I'm just kind of like, I've been doing this for a long time. I've just got a different perspective over
Kind
time.
of like I used to be more aggressive. Had to get it there, had to get it done when I was younger. Now I'll get it there when I get it there, safe as I can.
Your perspective changes.
Yes, as
That's
we
right.
all grow older.
That's
so.
exactly right. So along those lines, I recognize that there is a message to be made that there's somebody out there, there's a law firm that's got a different perspective for truck drivers, owner-operators, and smaller I keep doing that. Smaller companies, and that's what we've got. And that's the message that we're trying to put out here. That's why we've got this fractional general counsel product that we've put out there. And it's why we're there to help out with the occupational disability claims, or when you're hurt on the job. I mean, your employer is not going to, if somebody else hurts you, okay, you're on like a loading dock and somebody hits you with a forklift, okay, and you fall. Your employer's not going to be able to help you out.
Right.
It's just limited. We'll be able to help you out. One of the things that is another reason that we decided to focus on this area is that the cases become very unique with issues very quickly. So people have been asking me all weekend long, what's the craziest case you've worked on? And factually, I've got some great, fun, crazy cases, but a lot of them are crazy because of the interplay of the laws between different states. And this sounds boring, because it is to everybody, okay? But like,
Kind of like regulations for oversize.
right, but you're a truck driver, but you're employed by a company out of, let's say, Kansas City, but you live in Illinois and you're injured in Georgia, and you've got 3 different state laws that are all just confluing right together, and you're going to need somebody that understands that, okay, can look at that and figure out the best avenues for you and what you need to get done for your family as well, okay, and also that's got the connections and the networks, which we do, to get counsel in the various places that you need to have done. And we've done this a number of times. I mean, and you really do need to start to understand the interplay of, what state law is going to take effect where, especially if you've got a workers' compensation claim. Okay, that's one of the biggest ones where there's, because that type of stuff. It does get, that stuff gets boring. There's better things.
I understand that. I don't know the pipeline. One of the big problems, we have another lawyer friend that's friends of the show that works for helping drivers when trucks go down and the other person's in fault and the truck takes 3 weeks to get fixed. she goes after the insurance company because there's still payments to be made. That truck's sitting there waiting on parts or whatever.
Yeah.
And she helps them guys out.
Get paid for the downtime.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, because I know who you're talking about.
Yes. She's
'Cause-
been on the show
Only
several
one
times.
in the country that does
He
this.
winked
when-
at
when
us.
we need- when-
She partners with a bunch of firms.
Right. When our clients say, "Hey, Jeremy, my truck's out," and I say, "Hey, I don't do that, but this is who you call," and we send it
Yes.
right
Oh, yeah.
to her. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
She's
she's
fantastic.
been on the show
She's absolutely
about
every
amazing.
year.
No
Can
Can we
question
say her
about it.
name then and give her a plug right
Oh,
now?
yeah.
Since you refer.
Well,
Who do you refer that to then?
Kelsey Eckert.
That's
Yeah.
absolutely right. Right out of there.
Right.
She's out right there in Jacksonville, Florida, not far from us.
She
Yeah.
has a home here too.
Yeah, she's got
Oh,
a
I
home
didn't
here
know
in
that.
Kentucky.
I did not know
Georgetown.
that.
Yeah, she stopped by our booth yesterday, said hi, gave us
Matter of
hugs.
fact, she told us all to stop by for dinner and drinks. No.
And now
Dinner
you
on
know
her
Oh, yeah,
tonight.
Well,
At the beach house. At the beach house, she invited
Thank you
for
for
dinner
all
and
the
drinks, right?
referrals.
we did.
Thank
We
you
did.
for all
We
the
did meet her
referrals you've
son
been passing
yesterday,
her.
so they'll recognize us.
No,
Yeah,
that-
now he doesn't think we're stalkers.
So
Really.
when they call the cops at the gate, yeah.
So actually yesterday she brought somebody. There's a bookkeeping. An insurance brokerage company that's expanding, and she brought him over to our booth yesterday for the fractional general counsel product that we offer, because it applies to general businesses
Right.
as well. And it so happens that he lives 5 minutes from me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Now,
You know, I mean, and she's from Jacksonville, Florida. So it's like
So,
That's
I'm
awesome.
here
Fantastic
today at
triangle,
this
yeah.
booth. We're dealing with people all over the world.
Oh, this is
We
awesome.
have an internet guy come over and hook us up with some internet. Mm-hmm. Try it out, push it, like it, whatever. Our lives have changed. Talking to him, he worked for my ex-wife.
oh, that's so crazy, right?
Small world.
That's so crazy.
Small world. No, your car.
It is. But that's that old George Carlin. It's a small world, but I wouldn't want to paint it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Stephen Wright.
It was Stephen Wright. You're right.
Oh,
Absolutely.
no, Stephen Wright was always the one where why would people want to own everything? Where would they put it?
Well, if you knew my dad and his habits of hoarding, no, I'm just kidding.
Apparently, they buy them storage units and dump tons of money.
Why would
to put-
everybody want to eat
put-
everything? Where do they
shit
put
in
it, guys?
storage that nobody ever sees ever
That's it.
again. And
Right.
Well, guys,
You're here out of Atlanta. Is that where you're based out of?
We're
your
based out of
office, or
Atlanta.
Just you?
don't
No,
get
we're,
that one
we're
when
based
they
out of
listen to this
Atlanta.
back.
My office is there. I'm from Atlanta. Grew up
Okay.
there. It's a great place. We're right there at the Battery. So if you guys are ever in Atlanta, come stop on by.
I bet that my most iconic time ever, Atlanta, was when COVID first hit and they told everybody to stay home.
you could actually drive around.
I had a fishes and loaves moment. I came down to Atlanta, never stopped, went right out on the loop, went right around, never stopped, didn't see one car. It was like the
Heaven.
sun opened up and
I have to. It was the greatest thing. I have to tell you,
I think 85 is getting worse going north or east out of Atlanta than anything now. Yeah.
Really?
going through like Gwinnett County off Spaghetti Junction
Yeah.
is horrific.
they
So
need
my
to build
son,
one overpass over top the whole
Oh,
city,
the whole,
like 80
like,
miles.
yeah, I
They
mean,
need to do
right?
Texas style. Come on, get them highways up there.
oh,
it
man.
is. They need a spur that just kind of cuts from cuts
Calhoun and then
goes right across like from I-20 straight to
Yeah.
85,
Well, they need
just
a
like
new loop.
with like minimal or
The
something.
loop they got now is done.
they
You
need
gotta
that
go
make
out
that an
20
inner
miles.
loop and then they need an outer loop.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's done.
They've talked about doing an outer loop for a long time
You realize
out there,
you
but
plan on going around the loop. You drive under the runway. It's so bad. And
It's
the
so
airplanes
crazy.
Are going over, taxiing
Yeah.
over top. There's a plane on us.
the traffic in Atlanta just gets worse and worse
The
and
freedom
worse.
to make
Yep.
your story.
Let
I'm
me
on
put
it.
it this way: we have to deliver a
just
place.
did that
What's that
one
place
more
called down there?
Carrollton.
Carrollton,
Oh,
Georgia.
Dave.
Fastest way 75 down around Atlanta, and it's outside of town 40 miles.
Sure.
No, you mean the shortest way, not
Sort
the
of,
fastest.
Yeah. We drive down 65 all the way to Birmingham and come across
Alabama and
20.
cut across.
Sure, because
Yeah,
it's
it's
probably
fast.
faster. There's no question about it.
Near
It might be
Atlanta that
120
way.
mile longer.
I mean, I found myself in that 85 traffic every Monday afternoon doing like football with my son because he's got a coach up on 85 in
Okay.
Gwinnett County, and it is the worst. And then on top of it, as bad as it is, God forbid an accident happens. Like we've got these lighters we give out. We've got them at the booth. I should have brought them by. We'll give them to you. But my son jokes,
You're
so
gonna
we
give
should.
these guys lighters.
No, my son
And you're
jokes.
an
You should start
attorney?
throwing lighters at the accident, Dad. But 285, like in the middle of COVID, 285
Oh,
in the middle
my.
of COVID was one of the greatest things in the world because it was like a speedway. You could just open your car up, and one Sunday night
Or
I
it's
did. It was
totally
super
opposite.
fun, right?
You guys get a 3-inch snow and they just leave their cars in the state and walk home.
That's exactly right. It's
Did
awesome.
you see that?
What do they call
One
that?
time they had a snow down there. It was like, about, what,
Snowpocalypse
3
or something like
inches?
that.
They couldn't drive. They couldn't clear the roads, so people would just abandon their cars on the interstate and walk home.
That
And leave
was,
all the cars everywhere.
Oh,
in
wow,
all fairness, that was before the state of Georgia knew you
only
could
got
free
you
treat
coffee.
roads.
You're so mean.
Okay.
I can remember that.
Here's
though.
my coffee.
I'll share.
That the stories
I
that
have
people
followers
tell
here,
like
too,
that are
people
from
like
that
me.
that day.
Yeah,
are
well, I want my
incredible.
followers
It's
to
an-
bring
it's an
me
amazing
coffee.
thing.
Well, if somebody wants to get a hold of you here and give you some business, how do they do that?
So we're at longhaullaw.com. That's the fastest way to get a hold of us. I'm pretty sure, God, I'm hoping that they've got a contact form built onto that website, right? It's
Right.
like one of the things that you don't really check all the time.
Until you're sitting here on the spot. Woo, hot
That's
seat.
exactly
hot
right.
seat.
Yeah, but so longhaullaw.com. They can also get us our 770-878-2552, which I think is like, if I'm remembering correctly, 770 truck law. Okay. And so that's the easiest way to get a hold of us.
You ain't got the number 888888888. It's always down the interstate.
No, I'm, you
that's
know,
the
Some of the lawyers,
accident
777
hammer.
I mean,
4444.
you know,
a hammer.
Holding a hammer.
I don't, not yet. I'm not,
guy,
but I'm
right.
waiting
The
for
handyman
somebody.
is
I'm going
for.
to look
That's
for
what the
one
handyman
here.
is
Guys,
for,
That's
guys.
the popular one.
Well, if
I
you're
know a
ambulance
handyman.
chaser, yeah, you're
His
going
name's Joe.
Pointing the finger at whoever.
I've got billions back.
We fight hard for you.
I mean, it is
Do we have big
amazing how
billboards around
consistent the billboards are of other attorneys. You know, I think I'll be honest with you. There's and I
I'd
don't.
rather you lie.
Okay, well then so the
That's in the
so
paperwork and the fine print you can't read.
driving around Louisville for the weekend, and there's an attorney that's got these billboards up that's got these like more inspirational messages. I don't know if you've seen them, the blue billboards with like kind of like the gold writing on it. Some stuff like "You're beloved today" or "You're doing your best day," or just these kind of inspirational messages around town. And I realized it took me about because I look at billboards all the time because I'm an attorney, right? And it took me about 2 seconds to realize that's an attorney billboard and that's a great campaign. They're all over town. And the reason it's a great campaign is because it's not what you're talking about. It's not some guy standing on the back of a truck pointing at people. It's not some car wrecks that are sitting there to recreate the trauma that somebody was involved.
Well,
you know, and it's a little bit more tasteful. And the answer to your question, Steve, is no, I don't have billboards up around us.
You got there a long way.
I mean, I've got a...
Did he? That matches his name, doesn't it? Long haul.
somewhere.
Long haul
areas that
answer.
we travel to see if somebody would actually find it.
And then call in and
Call
tell
in and let us
that
know.
they've seen it,
Oh.
and we would draw their name from it and give them a
Yeah.
prize.
Oh, that's great. Like somewhere around the country, you
Somewhere
guys
in the
just put up
country.
your your
One
own billboard
It says 3 Fat Trucker. And they would have to call in
Picture
and
of our
tell
ugly
us
mugs
where
on
they-
it.
Yeah.
where they found it.
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Interesting. Where
Yeah.
do you know where you'd put it, or would
No,
you
not
where would
yet.
you
Well,
want to
we
be
can't tell
surprised?
everybody.
No, here's
We
the
couldn't
problem.
disclose the
Here's the
location.
problem. I don't have a law firm backing us yet.
Uh-huh.
Billboard.
Law firm.
Damn expensive.
Aren't they though? Aren't they though?
That means I'm going on the billboard because why? No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know. That guy, the hammer. I couldn't imagine what he's paying.
He spends $1
Oh,
million
probably a
year
lot.
in billboards.
Hundreds of
Oh my
billboards.
God!
But
The cost of
it's all
billboards
remote
it's
states.
expensive.
that's like
Oh
the one
yeah,
in
well
Fort
some of
Wayne.
those there's
They
some
went
real
from red
brands
to
out
green.
there. There's some real
Yeah.
powerhouses.
That
And that's
people.
fine, you know. That's what they
Those
want to
people.
do. That's great. I want to do something else, you know. I've got I've got some other plans. I've got some kids. They're great. They're at a great age. Everybody's enjoying themselves. So, you know, I'm enjoying what I'm doing. There's no real purpose or pushing anything on billboards, especially stuff that I just don't like that type of advertising. I don't feel like it really appeals to me. I think that there's other stuff that I think is more clever that people can do.
Might be a little sleazy, a little manipulative.
So I've been telling people, you know, John Morgan, and y'all seen that, Morgan and Morgan,
Oh,
he
yeah.
has the
Breakfast
billboards
Like
that size
Sleazy.
matters, and I know that you're talking,
know
they're all
that.
across the country, size matters. We printed up these lighters a while ago. It says, size doesn't matter. We go hard for our clients. You know, that's
Oh
really the
my,
message
that's
that we're trying to put
amazing.
out
It's
there,
kind of
right?
like his
Morgan
low
and
and
Morgan,
slow barbecue.
He's out of Florida.
Yeah, John Morgan out of Florida, yeah.
They get on a radio show called The Monsters in the Morning. They made friends sometime. He gets on there. I personally am not a liberal person. He's a very strong liberal. He's at Barack Obama at his South, done fundraisers. I know who he is. But he was on the show talking one day, and he said in his Emmaus group, do you know what a walk of Emmaus is?
No, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just a religious thing. It's a group started years ago with Catholic. Now everybody does it. And until you take a walk, you don't understand. I had to change my whole outlook on him after hearing it because I belong to the Northern Indiana Association of Emmaus, and I help them with cooking because I did competition cooking. And it's just a 72-hour retreat is all it is. They don't push God. They don't push. It's just a retreat, And he talked about it, and everybody takes it different. And when I heard that, my mind just changed that. Like, okay, we don't see eye to eye in politics,
Yep.
but he is still a person, and he is a good person because I know what he went through to do this because it is quite emotional and quite amazing.
So he has got an amazing story to get to where he's gotten to. He is just because I'll be honest with you. I don't see eye to eye with him on a lot from probably different perspectives from the business perspective, but that's fine. Everybody's doing their thing.
Right.
But I'm telling you, I have seen him speak a number of times. He is an inspiring person. There's no question about it. He's got some just statements that he'll make that are out there that really make you think. And he's just he's made a great contribution on so many levels that I don't think people can appreciate.
Right.
Whether you agree with him politically or not, you don't necessarily have to. I do, by the way, think it's interesting that he wants to start his own political party.
Yeah.
And I think that I think I know the reason
all.
why, but he's a great story. If you've ever met him, and you have,
I've just listened.
I've met him one time at a conference.
Like I said, he would call into the local radio show, and it's a radio show like this stupid thing here is.
You're calling us stupid. We're not stupid.
Yuck.
Yuck.
Speak for
It's what it
yourself.
is. And so, but I suppose we ought to wrap this up. We're running.
Yeah,
out of time.
we're probably
we gotta
running.
Get going here.
Okay.
We got to go do a national show today. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
now we're
That'll be
going to
fun,
be in
right?
your seat.
Yeah.
Right on.
We're going to move to your seat now.
I'm saying. I mean, I'm surprised y'all put me on camera. I was like, oof.
Ah.
She said.
TV
I
too.
see that. I see
Your
that.
bad side and your good side.
I'm telling you, I didn't know I had like a good side. To be honest
the
with
way-
you, my kids tell me all the time I've got a bad side.
Get rid
though.
of the jury work on getting rid of the damn enormous jury lawsuits.
So
That's killing us, our insurance. We about lost our job because of that shit.
So I'll be honest with you. I feel I feel pricing in America is changing. Okay. Inflationary rates are going up. Everybody's talking about this stuff, but it's getting costlier to live in America. And one of the things that we're seeing, that there's a lot of stuff that's not getting caught up. And I'm going to be quite honest with you. I don't think that. I think the insurance companies are making a lot of money that they're not telling people about. Okay, so
I agree.
Right, there's no question. In fact, there's some questions about whether they misled some legislators in the state of Florida. All sorts of stuff. No, I'm not necessarily arguing with you on that one. Okay, there's some that are there's some that push the boundaries. What I'm saying is that when jurors are sitting in that box, the value drivers that they're now using, to make these judgments have changed significantly, but the pricing hasn't in terms of the industries,
Right.
And that's where the sticker shock is beginning to hit. Because I'll tell you this, we tried a case a couple months ago where the jury came back for the defense, and it was a 4-day trial. They were asking for millions of dollars. Afterwards, talking to the jurors, and I don't know why this surprises me, but because it happens every time, it surprises me what the issues are that they focused on and why they reached their decision, Because I swear every time we prepare for something completely different.
Right.
It's amazing what people grapple onto. And so what I think we're seeing when we see these larger jury verdicts is we're seeing people saying, hey, it's expensive out here, and we appreciate that it's expensive, and it's more expensive to this person that's there than you lawyers that kind of live in this bubble, because we do appreciate, And I think that that's what's happening. The other thing is there's a lot more verdicts that are not that big that nobody ever hears about. And by a lot of them, I mean a lot of them. It's really just the big ones that we hear about. So, I'm a great believer in the system. Okay, or the process, right? I mean, I'm an Atlanta Falcon fan, so every year there's nothing like I'm saying there's nothing like reaffirming an abusive relationship, right?
Fan, so.
But so you get it. You got to believe in the process, right?
Somebody will support them.
You got to believe in the process every year, and I believe in the legal process because it's the only thing I've known for 27 years professionally.
Yeah.
And so I don't. For every big, for every, I know I started as like 12 years old as a prodigy, but for every big verdict, there's a small one that's out there as well. So, but we're out here for the truck drivers, and that's the big thing is there's somebody out here that's got y'all's back for one time, okay? Because a lot of times they're kind of alone, especially like, when the DOT comes after them for regulation violations and they're going to try to smack them with some civil fine. That happens all the time.
Yeah.
Those are very easy to handle, that type of thing.
I know we got to cut this short. I don't know. You done? Did you quit already, or are we still talking?
No, we haven't wrapped up.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead and wrap it up.
Hey, Jeremy, we'd like to thank you for stopping
Well, it was my
by.
pleasure. My
Glad
pleasure.
to talk to you.
Yeah.
Pleasure.
thanks.
Nice to meet
Yeah,
you.
nice to meet
Enjoy
you
the
too.
rest of the show.
Yeah, I mean, it's been great. Thank you guys very much.
Thanks. Yeah, it's been great.